Hi, I'm Laya. This is The Pause, a moment to slow down, settle in, and meet yourself where you are. Let's begin. Time for spring cleaning. Finding alignment amidst seasonal changes and chaos. Hello and welcome to The Pause. I was on a short walk between writing sprints the other day when I noticed the abundance of tiny yellow and purple flowers suddenly spotting the greening grass. The bees buzzed around me, hopping from tiny flower to tiny flower. The birds singing lively melodies fluttered across the blue sky, joyful and free. Spring is undeniably here. March recap. March was a month of preparation for me. As the weather got warmer, I started to feel more excited about working on my projects, prepared to blossom. Most of my daily work blocks have been spent doing some of the following: outlining and world building my second novel, translating Sabeturna from Catalan to English, writing new yoga and wellness pieces for Yoga Journal, writing, editing, and translating articles for The Pause, recording new meditations for Insight Timer, and hosting creative focus live streams. The joys of being a multi-hyphenate, what can I say? What I've been reading. One of my favorite ways to get inspired for the day or relax after a long one is by reading a good book. I try to be an intentional reader, not concerned with how many books I read each year, but with how much I can learn from each story, how much I can enjoy it. I tend to read multiple books at once, so I rarely finish more than 1 or 2 books in a month, which works for me. This month of March, however, since some of my books were library borrows, I had to read at a faster pace than I'm used to, which was a fun challenge. So I finished reading If I Rule the World by Amy Dubois Barnett, Gel a 40 graus de Laura Serabrisa, and As Lloga Habitació de Carlota Font. And I returned them all on time. I kept reading the select works of Audre Lorde and Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I started reading Crispetas de Matinada by Regina Rodriguez Sirven. So many books to read, so little time. What I've been watching. I wasn't introduced to the Star Trek universe growing up or too much sci-fi beyond Isaac Asimov's book series, so I've had some catching up to do the last decade or so. I've seen all of the newer movies now, and I've watched Star Trek Enterprise from beginning to end a couple of times, quickly becoming one of my favorite shows ever. This year, I've been introduced to the magnificent stories of Captain Janeway and the crew of the Starship Voyager for the first time, and I'm hooked. Star Trek Voyager series is an absolute gem. I highly recommend it if you like good storytelling, fun adventures, and strong character development. What I've been listening to. Music is the ultimate mood shifter for me. I have playlists for writing, for different yoga practices, to cheer myself up, and to help me ground when I'm dysregulated. This month, instead of making new playlists, since I have hundreds of them, I've been using some older ones that had gotten buried, and I've been really loving revisiting songs I had on repeat, carrying me through certain moments of my life. So I will leave you a playlist for yoga and movement, one for writing and for working in the show notes. Another one of my favorite ways to relax while I'm cooking or doing housework is listening to podcasts. My current go-tos are The Writing Woods with Victoria Griffin for some creative inspiration, The Hidden Rabbits with Lindsay Beth Myers and Connor when I want to learn something random and have some fun, and Que no surti d'aquí if I want to listen to something silly and entertaining in Catalan. Entering April. Before we enter April and the next quarter, I wanted to take a few moments to reflect on the things that have supported me through the winter season. It's a time to be grateful for the road traveled and to pause so that you can discern between what you can let go of, what you want to carry forward, and if there's anything you want to make space for as we move into a new season. It's time for spring cleaning. April will be quite a busy and exciting month for me as a person and especially as a newly published author. It will be exactly 6 months since my first novel came out, and with Sant Jordi around the corner, I'll be participating in several in-person events, all new to me, at least from the author side. This is why I find it important to take a few moments to pause and evaluate what I need in the weeks coming up, and I invite you to do the same. So grab your coffee or tea, pen and paper, and find a cozy spot. Settle in, take a deep breath, and ask yourself one or any of the following questions. What is one thing I learned this past month or season? What is one thing I want to let go of or put down for now? What habit, resource, or tool has served me and I want to continue fostering, and why? What are my top 3 priorities this coming month or season? What is something I want to explore or learn? How do I plan to make time for self-care, rest, and fun this month or season? Try to be as honest and as compassionate with yourself as you can, utilizing all this as information to sustain what you want and change what you don't, not as judgment of your success or worth. Consider creating a simple intention to guide you and remind you of what returns you to yourself when you feel misaligned. My intention for this month is to stay grounded, intentional, and curious, to take good care of myself as I travel and move through new spaces and experiences. What's yours? Feel free to share in the comments. To close, just like nature shifts and evolves with the seasons, so do we. When we remember to move intentionally with these shifts, we grow and feel more aligned with our own rhythm and values. So, as a way of spring cleaning, may you take the time to pause and reevaluate your habits, priorities, and needs, helping you live in more alignment amid so much chaos. Thank you for reading the pause. Until we meet again, pause often, breathe deeply, and be kind, especially to yourself. Much love. Laia.